Yeah, so I was saying the entire thing itself, yeah, has been encoded as if it was like this writing that you see over there, and then it's been formatted so that it could go off and like, travel on a low energy system that they call either the fiber optic or like the wireless transmission system. That's all, cause most of this stuff is under 24 volt on space of up. So the bandwidth that's carrying over that airwave itself. Yeah, it's probably in the gigabyte per second, but at the same time, the way they encrypted that simulation itself for that video, which is based off another physics of like camera lens system that go off and just like somewhat latch on into like the electromagnetic spectrum and create that system itself. That's why you don't go into a 3D immersion into that space here, because of the fact that there's not enough robotic computing and spatial systems to go off and create that 3D feel on the space here. So you just get an image that then go off and be translated inside of a 2D binary system as if it was these letters over myself. Right. Again, that's old computational space, and then actually the new computational space that I'm trying to bring forward is not even in an advanced field like the Intel CPU amount of stuff and myself. It's literally the basic of like computer model, but at the same time it's an evolution of it that goes back into the mechanical system over here to make sure that these pixels that you see on that TV screen over here so can actually be an actual robotic system over here. Yeah, that can go off and generate that field, and inside that field itself, it can go off and regenerate, and then the mechanical system or something. So now instead of seeing that baseball game in a 2D field over here with like the colors on the system on the side, you actually get to replicate that entire baseball field in a 3D simulation with pure mechanical physics on the special side. Just because of the fact that the controls on that signal itself with the texture that they created, yeah, for some of the computational space itself is compatible, yeah, with the other errors that they fixed and adjusted on the space here. So now it opens up a new doorway for an advanced computational field model that's not been seen before, or even it's been tried, but at the same time, the space that they tried it into, yeah, it's not a space where I'm going to end space outside. So that's why I get to like somewhat ignore, yeah, whatever trend that's way to like that social media group that's paid by foreign Muslims overseas or so, with the help and the assistance of a group of like dumbasses at the crypto system over here. So they go off and buy a whole bunch of like fake people over the chat room for like old school stuff. I was like, none of this stuff is new. I was like, that's why I dodge it around the space. And then I laugh at the kids over here that assume that whatever they were into is something new, but at the same time, it's not. So, yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just that I'm annoyed that you get to see my early transition of like I don't know, a middle class person. Yeah, that started off like as an electrician into a $1 billion empire system itself. So I was Mr. Big Boss over here. Yeah, I told you my main worry is to make sure that I don't end up like the Cash App billionaire into morphing specifically. So that's why I focus into my instinct to make sure that work that I started back in like 2021 or something can be finished. Because that again, just like the autistic people or like the OCD people or like the other people that want to focus on certain things on the space, they could not shake me off of that resolve. We have to go off and create that advanced computer field model within the 21st century, and like the distribution network that I got space on with the statistics like that to collect off the data. That's way to like a reference data sheet and systems of like the statistical analysis that I made of that system itself down to like the miniature scale over here, and to like because eventually eventually if you have like too many holes inside of a bread system over here, they all follow their own unique property of physics under the atmospheric pressure and the system itself. But eventually, as like a unique system, they form an architecture and the mass special that go off and like be that you could go off and analyze statistically to know specifically that if you put that bread within that temperature itself, then most likely the system is going to be controlled by mechanical feedback as a chain reaction that's going to be based off the bubbles inside that bread itself or something. Yeah, so you get to study that the analysis of that statistics, and then you get to like go off and like have it as a unique sheet that only you have in the world itself or something. That other people will go off and like no pay big money for to more things per se. That's like the dude that make the LCD screen TV over there. Yeah, hanging on to like the page or like the latency system of that television system over here. So he knows the ping of that system itself, and then eventually people don't know what ping does. Other people that know what ping does will go off and unlock that secret and try to figure out what is the ping of that system itself. And then eventually continuously with time, you always get to like make big money off that unique system over here, not even off the patent, of the secrets of that technology that you founded, and you base it off onto morphing specific. The same way that the nuclear dudes with the atomic secret or the atomic mass, all the research that they did over here, Don't you think that they got bigger people than them that's trying to unlock all the areas of that system itself to go off and see if they could go off and create a bigger system and the stuff on the special? Yeah, so that's why I get to ignore the other blacks on the special. Because again, I don't know where these dudes came from. All I know is that some random trolls from the hacking sector mix inside the government system, and the prison system as a hive, and then some are the I don't know. I don't feel, don't associate. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you see the big conversation I'm having right now. I'm telling, I'm like the Intel dude over here, doing my youth for them inside my garage into my office specifically. I said again, the vision that I see, I'm like grabbing cities and all that stuff, like myself. Yeah, I try to tell you like, yo, I'm not your enemy into my offense especially, but at the same time, I'm not gonna take your shit or nothing like that. I'm just gonna throw it right back into your face and tell you like, yo, listen, man. Yeah, you got to hear my voice over here. So that's the voice of a boss. That's a potential of billions of dollars around the space. I'm saying, in case you didn't know what the sky looked like, I was always in front of you specifically by telling you that I don't have time for you, specifically because I'm too busy here. I'm trying to make sure that that project is launched. And by the time I turn 40 over here, I actually have something to stand on. I don't want to be you over here. So someone sucking the dick or like white dudes around the space. I want white dudes to come up to me and ask me for things around the space. The same way that they're currently doing to go off and break inside my phone, and then also all of a sudden they get to figure out better navigation system or like logic from the gaming system over here without my consent. Yeah, as a black master over here within the martial art realm, I literally have white boys over here with the directors breaking inside my phone just to go off and obtain an update inside evolution itself or something, inside the modern day era survival systems, and eventually making it through with like without my permission inside my phone over here. Yeah, they get to use information that they steal from me without my consent to then go off and help them survive inside the war zones over here that which you're not contributing to. I don't. Sorry. So what do you offer to the main kingdom over here inside of a modern day war system over here? Sorry. Yeah, apparently nothing into my offering. So that means you're dead to evolution. And then me over there on freaking vacation, try to build $1 billion mechatronic nano machine technology system over here. Talking to myself on my phone over here. I already released a third or fifth update. Yeah, into a missile program that'll go off and bypass existing anti-missile systems over here and violate the airspace specifically. So somewhere I create an exploit by falling asleep, avoiding poison on the special side, and just talking to myself out of instinct itself. And I somehow managed to do more than for humanity and the entire human kingdom inside of a domain of modern day survival, ultimate warfare itself against machine system from another state. And then while I'm asleep in the streets over here, I'm inside a 110-degree into my office. So I was like talking to myself on my phone, and I do an update inside of a technological system that I don't even want to be part of. So, and then eventually somehow I'm still getting a tongue lashing from like inferior individuals that go off on like somewhat bypass life, go off and get high on like stuff that's like mad dumb or something, like roach spray, and then go off and like receive illusions inside their head from like losers or something. Yeah, that'll go off and like be part of that network that's like stealing information for me to then help other at least they're helping the alliance that I'm allied with. So it's like helping them survive against the aggressor over here that's like way behind into like all things specific. So that I don't want to be affiliated with. Sure they got a unique mathematician and physician, but I feel bad for them into like the leadership that they get to like choose into all things specific with the stupidity that comes with it. Yeah, I said again, the result speaks for itself into my offense, especially black dude that's on vacation, just laying down on his bed over here, from hotel to hotel, dodging poison and heart attacks. Yeah, and the other things around, especially I still managed to go off and put an input inside of a technological system over here that's so simple into my offense, especially that allowed them to go off and like bypass a multi-billion-dollar defense or offense that's meant to eradicate societies and human beings as a whole. That's hard. And then I get to watch your dumbass over here. I was like, yo, dude, yeah, listen. I try to tell this is me over there in like Iraq over here. You see how we position over here inside of another city. Yeah, then we demolished the entire thing as if we were like a surgery. I took over the entire government, an entire state for like 2 decades, time 2 or 3 or something. Yeah, I try to tell you that I'm the modern day version of that, but I'm highly evolved into morphing special. And I'm not even looking at you specifically. I'm playing chess with your masters behind the scene over here to go off and like, make sure that I can kill them. It's through the court system inside the own justice system in the United States. Where I'm trying to get the system to like go off and scan them. Cause I said by the time I tried to materialize as like a laser system, because that's like my ego right there, as if I was a machine that's perfect into my offering specific. So I chose the energy of that machine itself within a film. So I don't want to feel for a laser system, but you should get my machine state of mind over here into how sharp I desire to be as a sword itself. What's up? Yeah, much more powerful than a laser system as an energy transmission machine into morphing. Especially people try to focus on machine and like stuff that's way to like connecting screens and going up to like try to do like chip shots like that they eyeball inside the hockey space or stuff. Me over there, I'm literally trying to evolve the entire field into energy itself. What's up? To go off and make the metallic system vulnerable and then useless into morphing. Especially, I'm really a dawn of a new age and an ending of an